Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another video, and today, update 31 is right around the corner, and my soldiers on the street have been extra busy, and they've found some very useful information for me to give to you on what cars to sell before that happens for maximum profit. So without further ado, let's drop it down to 4th, or to 3rd, and we're going to cue the intro. Yeah! And we have arrived, and to kickstart us off at our number 1 spot, for 80% of the festival playlist, making a comeback is the Shelby Daytona, currently sitting strong at 7.040 million credits. If you've got one of these in your garage, go and get it sold. It is coming back next Thursday. Go sell it now for maximum profit and earn an easy, quick 7 million credits. But at number 1, for 80% festival playlist completion, is the Shelby Daytona Coupe. Moving on to 50% completion in the summer season, making a return is the 1992 plate Toyota Supra, currently sitting at a strong price of just under 10 million credits at 8.276 million. Boys and girls, go and get this car sold. Try and get it sold for an easy 8 million credits before it's available to get literally next week. But at number 2, for 50% completion in the summer season, the 1992 Toyota Supra. Moving on to 80% completion in the summer season, making a return which is going to bring heavy depreciation to this car, the Mercedes-Benz GT4 door Coupe is making a return. Now this car is currently sitting at a strong appreciated price of 12.8 million credits, and I am sad to see this go, but you know what? I'll be getting a free one next week. I'm going to sell mine now for a high price. Do exactly as I do, boys. Get it gone, because come next week, that price is going to plummet easily down to 8 million, down to 6, and maybe 3 million. So go and get the GT4 door Coupe sold before it's made available. But at number 3, for 80% completion in the summer season, the Mercedes-Benz GT4. Now next up in our summer season, making a return, is the BMW Z4 Roadster 2019 plate. Currently sitting at a strong price of 2.147 million, but that is surely going to go down as soon as it's made available. So do as I do, get it gone, reap the rewards, get some quick cash. Moving on. Now next up in our summer season, making a return, is the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Yeah, for the seasonal Playground Games event, and this beautiful, wealthy car is currently selling for 400,000 credits. Moving on. Now last and certainly not least, making a comeback is the Bugatti Chiron being made available to get again, and this car is currently selling for a measly price of 2.149 million, and it's surely going to depreciate. But then again, boys, be wary, you can buy this car on the auto show for about, I think it's 3 million credits. So value wise, the Bugatti Chiron is not really up there, and it's not really going to depreciate that hard or appreciate that hard. It's just you can get it anyway, so what's the point of bringing it back car? But last but not least, on the summer season, we've got the Bugatti Chiron making a return. Moving on. Next on our list for completing the Rally Oop seasonal event in summer, we've got the Ford GT70 making a comeback. Now this thing is currently sitting at a strong price of 1.311 million, and as a starting price of, let's have a little look, 1.192. Get these ugly ducklings sold. You'll get them back next week. That's an easy million credits for me. Moving on. Last and most definitely not least, we've got the brand new Chevrolet Corvette C8 being added into Forza Horizon 4. Now, rear wheel drive, 430 horsepower, but with the power aside, this will be a 20 million credit car once summer is over with. So be sure to hold on to the C8 once it becomes available. And with that, that concludes summer. On to autumn. Okay, and bringing us to autumn, for 50% completion making a return, is the GMC Typhoon. Now, if you're a regular on this channel, you know in my investment guides and my auction house guides, I always address this car because it likes to skyrocket in price and then skyrocket back down. But as of today, the 11th of January 2021, it's currently sitting at 15.368 million credits, and I'm going to get mine sold because you can get it again in 2 weeks for free. But while the marketplace is hot and the price is high, go and get your GMC Typhoon sold. Maximise profit, maximise revenue, don't miss out. But for 50% completion in autumn, the GMC Typhoon. Moving on. Moving on to 80% completion in autumn season, making a return, is the beautiful Porsche Emery 356C 1964 plate, sitting at 1.374 million. This absolute beautiful car I cannot wait to drive. For 80% completion, the amazing 1964 Porsche. Moving on. Our next car in autumn is a car that I really didn't want to come back so soon, and it is doing, the Jaguar I-Pace, and here's why. If you've been watching my investment guides, I've been banging on about this car, about the appreciation it's been having in the past couple of days, but that appreciation now halts because it's going to be made available to get again, and the market's going to plummet with them, and then the overall price is going to drop. But if you've been watching my investment guides, I told you to buy this when it was at its lowest price for 1.774 million, and right now it's sitting at 2.147, so that's a 400,000 credit increase and profit for us. But boys, you're going to have to cash in, and cash in light right now, because they're making their way back. So get your Jaguar I-Paces sold for the maximum profit margin. Moving on. Now, next up on our list for the Autumn Games Reward, we've got the Clio RS 2016 concept car making a return. Now, this was once a 16 million credit car, as we all remember, but right now it's been absolutely bombshelled to a price of 231,000 credits. Boys, this car is not worth anything. You can't really sell it, no one's going to buy it. You might as well just keep a hold of it and just have two. But making a return is the Clio Concept 16 RS. Moving on. Now, next on our list for the Twin Peaks race reward in autumn, you get the Volkswagen Gear making a comeback. Now, this car is currently sitting at a strong price of 2.049 million credits, and has a starting price of, let's have a little look, bada bing bada boom, 1.863. Get it sold if you have one in your garage. You're going to get it back for free in 2 weeks anyway. Might as well cash in on a cheeky little 2 million credits. But anyway, for the Twin Peaks race reward is the Volkswagen Gear making a comeback. Moving on. Now, last and most definitely not least making a comeback in autumn is the Porsche 911 Singer Edition, currently sitting at a maximum buyout price of 20 million credits. Boys and girls, if you've got one of these in your garage, go and get it sold now. You're going to get it back for free in 2 weeks' time anyway, and this 20 million buyout price is going to depreciate down to 16, down to 12. Go and sell it today for 20 million credits. But that is last in autumn. Moving on. Now, moving on to winter, for 50% completion we're getting a brand new car, the Chevrolet Camaro 1990 plate. V8, rear wheel drive, about 420 horsepower my guess. It will be a 16 million credit car after that season's over. Not really much I can say on this, it's a pretty car, but it's just another boring muscle car to be honest. For 50% completion in winter, we've got the 1990 Chevy Camaro. Moving on. Now, moving on to 80% completion in winter making a return is the McLaren 600 Longtail, the LT. Now, this thing's currently sitting at a maximum price of 2.147 million credits, and I'm going to get mine sold to avoid that depreciation and do exactly as I do, boys. Get it gone. You're going to get a free one anyway. See you later, Longtail. I'll see you in 3 weeks. But at number 2, for 80% completion, the McLaren 600 LT. Moving on. Now, moving on to the trial reward in winter, we're getting the Volkswagen 2010 Golf R making a comeback. Now, this car's currently sitting at a maximum price of 1.345 million and a starting price of, let's have a little look, just the same, just under 1.228. See you later, Golf 2010. I will see you in 3 weeks. Moving on. Now, for the Winter Games completion in winter, we've got the number 11 Ford F-150 making a return, currently sitting at an absolute poor price of 225,000 credits. Boys, there's no point even selling this. Nobody's going to buy it off you, as we're all aware. You might as well just keep it in your garage. You can try sell it if you want, but I highly doubt anybody's going to buy it. But making a return in winter is the Ford F-150 trophy truck. Okay, for the Counting Jeep Championship in winter making a comeback, you get the Jeep Wrangler Dilberti design, and this thing's currently sitting at 1.718 million credits. If you have one, go try get it sold. That's a cheeky 2 million credit profit for you. Avoid that depreciation. Go and get the Dilberti design truck sold. Moving on. Now, for winning a Van After My Own Heart Championship in winter, you unlock the GMC Cyclone. Now, that's interesting because this is another GMC that's making a comeback in Update 31. Very interesting, but for right now, the GMC Cyclone is currently sitting at a flat price of 16 million credits. And if you have one, go and get it sold. Easy profit all day long. You're going to unlock it again in 3 weeks' time. So what are you panicking about? But I believe this price will depreciate down to 10, down to 8, and maybe 6 million credits. And you want to avoid that. So go and get the Cyclone sold today. You're going to be getting it back for free. But for last up in winter is the GMC Cyclone. Moving on. Now bringing us to spring. For 50% completion making a return, we've got the Bentley Turbo R. Now I always talk about this car, and for good reason. Right now it's sitting at 9.850 million credits and a starting price of, let's have a little look, 8.962. Get you sold and I'll get my other one sold. Let's try and maximise that profit before that price will eventually depreciate, as it always does. But for 50% completion in spring, we've got the Bentley Turbo R making a comeback. Get that one sold and we'll get this one sold. Moving on. Now at 80% completion in spring making a return, we've got the Fosberg #64 Nissan 370Z making a return. This car is currently sitting at a strong price of 8.017 million and a starting price of, let's have a little look, 7.289. Boom, get you gone. I'll see you in a month's time, my beauty. But for 80% completion, the #64. Moving on. Okay, for winning the trial event in spring making a return is the Toyota Celica 1974 plate, currently sitting at 1.718 million credits, and it's surely going to depreciate lower than that to at least 800,000. So my advice to you is go and get it sold and try and get an easy quick 2 million credits. Making its grand return in spring, we've got the beautiful Mercedes-Benz 24 truck coming back to us. I can feel the excitement in the room for a car sitting at 180,000 credits. Just set this thing on fire. Absolutely disgusting. Moving on. For completing the classic collectibles race in spring making a return is the beautiful Bentley 8 litre making its way back to us, boys and girls. An absolute driving machine. I can't wait to rag this around some corners. Yay! Hands in the air if you love this. Moving on, I promise the next car is way better. Moving on. It's not all doom and gloom though. We've got one more car making its way over to Forza Horizon. It's the Honda S800. Now, I'm with you. It's not much to look at, as you can see. But, boys and girls, it will be worth a pretty penny once update 31 is in the bag and done and we're on to update 32. My judgment, I think it's going to be between 8 and 12 million credits, but only time will tell. But until then, I hope this helped you to go sell your cars right now for maximum profit. If it did, could you please drop a like? It helps me get more famous. At least I'm honest. And with that, I hope you enjoyed these community designs. Until next time, your auction house guide master, Zanchh. Peace and love, baby.